Well, rise and shine, and welcome to Sandy Island, South Carolina. There is a flurry of activity happening here right now. We drew the short straw, so we are doing an install not here, but across that. We are currently waiting for our barge. This is a first for us. We've never had to transport a playground on a barge before. So it's going to be an exciting day. A lot of stuff that we've never done. The bottom line is we've got a fairly medium-sized park. It's got, let's see, we've got a stepping platform and exercise platform. We've got a balance beam. We've got some parallel bars, and then of course a smaller playground. But it is all the way down there on the actual Sandy Island. As a matter of fact, I believe this is our driver showing up right now. I think this is Charles. Charles is going to be hooking us up to the barge. We're not exactly sure how that's going to work, but I'm gonna take the camera off here and show you what we got to go ahead and load up and get over there. Well, again, a flurry of activity. Even while I reposition the camera, we've got more equipment coming in. We're not sure if it's for us or if they've got another project going on the island, and we're all just going to catch the same barge going over. But as you can see, we've got the playground set up over here. Pretty typical setup with our crates and our decks and all of our pallets. We've got all of our concrete over here. We've got to go ahead and get over. So what we're going to do is we are going to continue to load up from Hugo, because everything that we need has got to come off of the truck and be transported over to the island because we can't take the truck. So this project is going to be 100% done by hand. There will be no machines over there. There will be no augers. We're still going to be digging holes and setting poles. We're just going to be doing it the old-fashioned way. So with that, I'm going to go over here and give Joey a hand. We're going to go ahead and get the rest of what we think we're going to need loaded up into our wagon. And we're going to catch back up probably when the barge gets here, and we're going to go ahead and get that barge loaded. So stick around. Hey, Bob, how close is a hose bib to where we're going to be working? Fantastic. Water's not that important. We can do without it. All right, no dead man, no square shovels, one rake. That'll be enough to build the playground. That's fine, you should bring a couple buckets if we gotta go hunt for water. How nice you are not knocking my coffee over. What a guy, what a guy. We're not taking over any tools with cords, are we? Okay. Oh yeah, because the generator's here. Oh, this is going to be a good day. All the festivities are beginning. Got a large gathering from the county, as this is a county project out here on this particular island. So we thought we were going to be loading all this concrete and all of this equipment onto this barge by hand. So that was what we were prepared for today. But the good news is the guys at the county all came over for this project. So they actually brought a skid steer. So they're going to help us load it onto the barge, which is fantastic. Outside of that, once we get to the other end, that's where we're going to have to move everything by hand. They're going to have a backhoe available over there. We can load it by hand into the front bucket. So it'll be a lot of exercise today, but that's the plan going forward. So we're going to let these guys go ahead and get things staged and ready because they've worked with the barge before. They know where things need to be and how they need to be. We're going to go ahead and let them do their part. We're going to wait for the barge. All the maintenance guys are going ahead and getting the equipment staged and ready for the barge. I'll show you the school bus barge for the kids, the school bus boat for the kids that live on the island. That's how they get back and forth. There's about 50 to 60, 70 families that live on the island. And we are going to be floating all the way down this particular channel, all the way down to, there's a river down there, believe it or not. We're going to be floating all the way down there into that river and then crossing that river and getting to the site. So we continue to wait for the barge. Here's our ride, folks. There's Captain Charles. Good morning, sir. Doing well. Yikes. You all right in there? You okay? So what the plan is now is they're gonna go ahead and get a backhoe and they're gonna try and assist the front end of this with the backhoe and see if we can go ahead and get it in long ways. Otherwise, we're gonna have to move a couple of these things around and put this crate on sideways. So lots of fun stuff still coming. All right. Well, there we go with one loaded barge. Playground, concrete, and lots of great help and support from the Georgetown County folks. Sincerely appreciate these guys being available to help us load. So thank you to Bob and his team. I think we're about to shove off. The skid steer is going to give us a push off because we sunk in quite a bit. Captain Charles is trying to reverse. And we're off. And here we are, folks, floating away. Joey Miller. And Mr. Paul. All right, time to get to work. Well, the good news is we were able to find a machine here. So thanks to Santee Cooper out here on Sandy Island, they were able to loan us one of their operators and use their piece of equipment on actual Sandy Island. So the good news is we've got a lot of teamwork and a lot of great help to get everything off of this barge and to get everything brought up to the site. So what they're going to do now is the plan is they're just going to go ahead and use the backhoe, and instead of putting it on a trailer or anything like that, they're just going to use the machine and just drag it up to the work site. So we're going to get out of their way. I'll go ahead and get myself situated in a better spot. We'll follow them to the playground. Unfortunately, he's got a really bad hydraulic leak on the actual backhoe, someplace up in the elbow up there. As soon as he puts a pressure on the cylinder, it starts leaking real bad. So I think they're just going to go ahead and we're going to try and spin this pallet and just drag it like we did in the parking lot on the mainland. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and follow them up to the site. Maybe not. And it's on its way. Well, we are coming up on about 12:30. It's been a busy morning so far. We've been able to get the barge loaded, floated across the river. We've got it docked over here on Sandy Island. We've made 2 runs so far. It's about 3/4 of a mile of a walk from the barge to where we're at right here. So we're very, very thankful for the support of the folks that are with the county and with the electric company that are both helping us out. So with that, these folks over here are dismantling the old playground for us. This was supposed to be done a couple weeks ago, so they're just kind of catching up on it and doing that while we continue to bring supplies back. So Joey's over at the barge. Again, it's about 3/4 of a mile away. So Joey's over there. He's going to be helping to get the concrete because we have got most everything. We've got the playground brought over. So we've got our playground, and then we've got all of our decks and everything else that we need over there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and actually get started on the layout. We're going to go ahead. We still need to get our first deck set for today, and then we'd like to get a couple other things accomplished. Just because the days are longer and we're kind of on a time crunch this week. We've got quite a bit on our to-do list. So with that, we're going to go ahead and start the layout, get things pinned out, and see where we are in terms of space and room to build. Usually we've got Nemo here and we say it's time to start digging holes and setting poles, but we couldn't bring our machine onto this island because of the barge. So it's still time to start digging holes and setting poles. We're just going to be doing it that way. All right, let's let Joey do what Joey does. What do you know? We pulled it off. It's only 3:45. So what a great day. Got to see a lot of cool stuff. Brought everything over in a boat. We've never done that before. Got to work with a couple different groups. That was kind of cool. Good teamwork. Got 2 decks set today. We wanted to get the balance beam set and we wanted to get the parallel bars set today, but we are on other people's timetables and they are done with work. So we have to hop back in their boat. They're going to get us back on the other side to the mainland. And we're going to pick up on this job tomorrow morning. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Heading back home in the ditch. Rise and shine for day 2. Just took our boat over. Half of the journey is over. Now we have to wait for our shuttle to take us over to the playground site. We'll go ahead and get started. See you in a bit. Well, rise and shine. We're day 2 on Sandy Island. We've taken the boat over. got over to the island. Now we've taken the shuttle from the dock over to the work site over here. So Joey's already gotten started on beginning to put up the framework for the events on there. With that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and get straight to it. We're going to go ahead and get our final deck put on, get our transfer station put on, and aim to have this playground basically completed by the end of the day. So enjoy. That it is. Oh! You okay? Good? You shake it off? All right, shake it off. You're gonna be all right. Welcome back. Well, it's 2:13. Voila, a playground. So the playground is completed. All that we've got to do next is we're going to go ahead and get concrete put in here, and then we've got a balance beam to put in on this side. We've got some parallel bars to put in over on this side. And then I think tomorrow we're going to work on the exercise steppers. So only a few more things to build today. We're going to go ahead and start moving some concrete, get this playground put in place, and then begin on, like I said, the other two. So off to work. Now that we got the playground concreted in, we've done our backfill work over there. What we're going to do is go ahead and use our perimeters that we have here. Go ahead and get the 2 holes dug for our balance beam. So what we're gonna do is get started on that. Talk to our neighbor friends over here and get to work. Well, being as that we are working on an island, we are on the schedule of those that help support us. So being that the case, we had to go ahead and wrap up our day a little early. We were able to get the balance beam installed. We got the playground completed. And if you look over my shoulder, that guy right there is our ride. So it's going to wrap it up for today. It was a good day. We completed the playground. We got the balance beam in. Tomorrow we've got to do the fitness climber, and we're going to do the parallel bars, and that should wrap up our job on Sandy Island. So we will see you in the morning. Well, good morning for day 3, Sandy Island. As you can see, it's right where we left it yesterday. We've got the playground completed. We were able to get the balance beam put in yesterday as well. So there it is right over there. Playground's back there. Today, our goal is going to be to get the parallel bars in, and then, oh look, one of our neighbor friends is leaving for work today. About 40, 45 people, and we've met quite a few of them up here. So it's been a real unique experience out here on the island. From having to take a boat to work, which we've never done before. So anyway, back to work. So we're gonna go ahead and get this exercise climber stood up today. We're gonna get these parallel bars installed today. Go ahead and finish up with our safety inspection and do our safety stickers and all the other parts that are needed for closing up the playground. And then we're gonna be on the road. Not sure where we're headed next. Might be to another job here in South Carolina. Might be back home. One never knows. We'll find out as the emails fly. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and get started, probably on the parallel bars because it's still shady over there. There's no sunshine yet. So we're going to sneak over there, get those holes done, and hope you enjoy the show. My bad. All right, parallel bars complete. Parallels completed. What we're working on next is this is an exercise and fitness event. So what it's gonna have is we've got it upside down while we try and figure out our dimensions so we can see the tape measures all laid out. So it's a two-step for doing stepping exercises, and then it's gonna have an overhead pull-up bar and another event that's actually gonna get bolted to the post so you can do several fitness activities all in the same event. So what we're doing is measuring it out, trying to get it figured out, and get ready to start digging these holes. So I think we're getting pretty close. The Blister Maker 6000. One of the finest blister makers you can find on the market. Well, there we go. That about wraps it up for this project on Sandy Island. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick tour. You guys can follow along. We do our safety checks and make sure that all of our other stickers and our identification plates, and make sure that all of our measurements are good. So that's our closing tasks that we do when we finish up the playground. Take you on a walk around real quick just to take a look at everything. All right, Sandy Island, all wrapped up. Just got done hosing down the playground itself, making sure that it's clean and ready to go. The only challenge we're really leaving behind here is the maintenance crew is going to be bringing in some more sand. You can see that this balance beam looks to be a little bit higher on that end, which it is, but they're going to go ahead and bring in some more sand to kind of bring it up with the level of the playground. That's really the only remaining task that needs to be done, and that'll be handled by the customer here. So got our sign put in, we've got everything ready to go, we've got our transfer station all set, got our elbow slide all put in and ready to go. This one has what they call chinning and turning bars. So the chinning and turning bars are in, the leg lift bar is in, and then we have our climbing pole, we have our double wide slide, and then rounding third and heading home, we've got our pod stepper over on this side with the bubble window. So the playground itself, all in good shape. Got a 40-inch deck and a 48-inch deck. Everything is good to roll there. We'll go ahead and do our photos with our measurements when we're done. And then we've got our newly installed parallel bars, leaving the levels on there because we've got to take our pictures afterwards. So all set, ready to roll. And then Joey has managed to finish up the fitness station. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit on this guy. So it has a pull-up bar at the top, and then it has stepping pads down here, with of course the instructions up top on how to go ahead and use the equipment, so that the folks on the island have a couple of options besides walking, since everything here is pretty much walking. There we go. And then finally we've got the balance beam. So again, we're going to go ahead and do our final measurements. We're going to wrap this project up. Not a whole lot of talking on this one. Didn't know what we were going to be up against, but it's our first project that we've had to do by boat. So this one's going in the history books. So with that, hope you enjoyed following along on this project. Like I said, we're still waiting for our instructions on where we're headed to next. Could be another job in South Carolina. Could be we're heading home. That'd be kind of nice too. But outside of that, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you on the next trip. So fun fact, I don't have my microphone on, so sorry about the audio if you hear the wind, but fun fact, don't ever let it be said that you can't build a playground out of a wagon. We have no idea how we did it, but we managed to get everything on a wagon. We didn't get to have Hugo for this particular trip because he couldn't come over on the boat. So now we're gonna go ahead and I think we've got a walk just under a mile to get to the dock down a sandy road. So we're gonna let Joey get things started, but it can be it can be done. Awesome. All right, Sandy Island, we're out of here.